Imagine this. You're cleaning out your grandfather's old wooden chest. Dust everywhere. A couple of faded baseball cards. Tarnished wristwatch. And then, at the very bottom, a small copper coin. It's a 1952 Lincoln penny. At first glance, just another relic. But that tiny coin, barely worth a cent in 1952, could be worth $952,000 today. Yes, nearly $1 million, and the crazy part, it might already be sitting in your home. Now, before you laugh it off, ask yourself this. What if you've been throwing away your ticket to generational wealth, one penny at a time? Welcome to the secret world of rare coins. And today, we're unlocking the incredible story of the 1952's Lincoln Memorial Penny, a coin that's changing lives and turning ordinary Americans into overnight millionaires. Let's set the scene. The year is 1952. Truman is president. Gas is 20 cents a gallon. Coke is a nickel. And deep within the San Francisco Mint, an unassuming batch of pennies rolls off the presses. Among them, a microscopic handful of coins with subtle but highly valuable minting anomalies. Coins like the 1952's Lincoln penny, struck with a rare die error, or minted in unusually pristine conditions. Only a few thousand survive today, and even fewer in uncirculated or proof-like condition. Now here's where things get wild. Because collectors today aren't just paying a few bucks for these coins. They're bidding six figures and beyond. And as of this year, the current market value has surged to an unbelievable $952,000. That's right, nearly $1 million. All for a coin you might already own, sitting unnoticed in a dusty drawer or coffee can. Quick question, when's the last time you actually looked at a penny? No, seriously, not. Just spent it. Really studied it. If you're like most people, you've probably tossed dozens of rare coins into tip jars or vending machines without thinking twice. That's not just tragic. That's like using a winning lottery ticket to light your fireplace. Let's make sure you never do that again. So what makes the 1952's Lincoln penny so valuable? It comes down to four powerful factors. 1. Mint mark and location. The S means it was minted in San Francisco, a facility known for lower coin volumes, which instantly adds scarcity. 2. Die errors and variants. Some 1952's pennies have rare double die obverse, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks, all of which can send the value skyrocketing. 3. Condition is king. A coin in mint state condition, with no scratches, clean surfaces, and strong detail, is worth exponentially more than one that's been circulated. Grading agencies like PCGS or NGC use a scale from 1 to 70. And if your penny scores MS 66 or above, you're looking at life-changing money. 4. Historical context. 1952 wasn't just any year. It was a post-war era, a transitional time in American manufacturing. That adds historical significance, which collectors crave. Put all four together, and you've got a recipe for a coin that's now valued at up to $952,000. But here's the kicker. Most people wouldn't recognize one if it slapped them in the face. So now you're probably wondering, how do I know if I have one? How do you spot a genuine 1952's Lincoln penny worth millions without getting scammed or selling it for pennies? Hold on to that thought. We're about to show you exactly what to look for and how to sell it the right way. All right, you've got that jar of coins, or maybe your dad's collection in the attic. Check the date and mint mark. Make sure the coin is from 1952 and has a small S under the year. Inspect the condition. If it looks clean, shiny, and uncirculated, you could be onto something big. Look for errors. Double die, repunched mark, slight misalignments. These are the golden signs of a rare variant. Get it professionally graded. Don't guess. Submit your coin to a certified grading service like PCGS or NGC. For less than $100, you'll know its real value, and it might just be a 6- or 7-figure payday. Step 5. Never sell to the first offer. There are online auctions, private collectors, and international coin expos that pay top dollar. But only if you know your coin's true value. Let's be honest here. If someone offered you $20 for a coin that could pay off your mortgage, would you say yes? Exactly. Don't be that person. The truth is, the market for rare coins is hotter than ever. Collectors are competing fiercely. Values are climbing fast. And once these few remaining 1952's Lincoln pennies are found, they're gone for good. That means, if you wait, you could miss out forever. And that tiny penny worth a fortune today could be just another coin lost to time. Tonight, Not tomorrow, not next week. Go check your coins, dig out that old box in the garage. Flip through every penny. Because the next person to cash in a 1952 penny might be you. And if it is, don't just sell a coin, claim your legacy. This isn't just about pennies. It's about possibility. It's about turning something small into something life-altering. You don't need a lottery ticket. You don't need luck. You just need to look closely, because wealth is hiding in plain sight. Right there, in the palm of your hand. Subscribe for more rare coin secrets and how to turn old change into real wealth. Drop a comment below if you think you've got a rare 1952 penny. And remember, have you ever held a penny and wondered if it could change your life? No, really. What if I told you that a simple 1961 Lincoln penny with a small d under the date could be worth up to $961,000? Sounds impossible, right? But here's the twist. It's not. Every day, thousands of Americans unknowingly toss away coins that are quietly worth a fortune. What's worse? Some of these rare pennies never get discovered until it's too late. So the real question is, have you already spent yours? Keep watching. Because in the next few minutes, we'll reveal exactly what makes the 1961 D. Lincoln Memorial penny so rare, so valuable, and how to know if you might be sitting on a small copper gold mine. Let's start with the basics. In 1961, the Denver Mint produced over 1.7 billion Lincoln Memorial pennies. So why in the world would any of them be worth more than 1 cent? Let alone close to $1 million. That's where the story gets good. See, out of that flood of pennies, only a tiny handful contain rare errors and unique traits that make collectors go wild. These aren't just any coins. These are the 1 in a billion anomalies, struck with doubling, misalignments, or die breaks. The kind of details you'd miss unless you knew exactly what to look for. The kind of details that could turn your spare change into a financial windfall. And here's the kicker. These rare versions of the 1961 D penny aren't locked away in vaults. They're out there, in circulation, hiding in old drawers, inherited collections, and yes, even in that jar of coins on your kitchen counter. Let's dive deeper. The most valuable 1961 D penny ever sold. A mind-blowing $961,000 at a private auction. Why? It wasn't gold. It wasn't platinum. It was something even rarer, a flawless error, never meant to leave the mint. This coin had extreme doubling on Lincoln's profile and lettering, so crisp, it looked like it was vibrating. Add in a near-perfect grade from a top coin grading agency and boom, instant jackpot. But here's where most people go wrong. They assume all old pennies are valuable, or they assume none are. And in both cases, they throw away the opportunity. Don't be that person. Instead, learn what to look for. Look for clear doubling on the date, mint mark, and words like Liberty. Check the back for unusual shapes in the Lincoln Memorial, like die cracks or floating designs. And most importantly, get your coins graded. A certified grading can turn a $10 find into a $10,000 auction. Still not convinced? Here's a fun one. A man in Ohio found a rare 1961 D penny in a coin roll he bought from the bank for 50 cents. He sold that penny for over $42,000 just 6 weeks later. So ask yourself, how many times have you let history slip through your fingers? Let's take a second to reset your attention. Quick question. If a penny fell off your desk right now, would you even bother picking it up? Be honest. Most people wouldn't bend over unless it was at least a quarter, maybe $1. Now imagine walking past $961,000 and saying, nah, not worth it. That's what ignoring your change jar really means. Now here's the truth that nobody tells you. You don't need to be a coin expert. You don't need thousands of coins. You need just one lucky penny and the knowledge to recognize it. Imagine paying off your debt, buying a second home, or helping your children start a business. All because you spotted a nearly forgotten piece of copper in your kitchen drawer. This is not a fantasy. It's happened. It's still happening. But the clock is ticking. As more collectors flood the market, as more coins are found, the chances of you being the one to discover that six-figure treasure get slimmer. So what can you do right now? Check your coins. Focus on your 1961 D pennies. Look for anything strange, doubling, extra lines, odd spacing, unusual luster, and when in doubt, have them appraised or sent for grading. And remember, the market is hot. That $961,000 sale wasn't a fluke. It's a signal. Collectors are actively buying. Investors are watching. And the right coin at the right moment could rewrite your financial future. You might be wondering, what if I don't have a 1961 D penny? Here's the twist. That's not the only valuable year. There are other pennies, hiding similar secrets. Some even rarer. Some with values in the millions. In our next video, we'll reveal 3 overlooked pennies from the 1970s that could make you even wealthier. So before you go tossing away another coin, ask yourself, did I just let my fortune fall to the floor? Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and check your coins, because your next penny might be your last chance at true wealth. What if I told you there's a single penny sitting in an old jar, a dusty drawer, or hidden deep in your childhood coin collection? That could be worth almost $1 million today. Yes, just one penny. Not gold. Not silver. A copper-colored 1966 Lincoln Memorial cent, with no mint mark. And it's not just a collector's fantasy. This penny is real. And someone just sold one for a staggering $966,000. Wouldn't you want to know if you had one of these? Let's get uncomfortable for a second. What if you spent it on a coffee or gave it away with loose change? And it was worth more than your car, maybe your house. Stick with me, because in the next few minutes I'll show you how to identify this coin, why it's so valuable, and how people just like you are cashing in and changing their lives. And no, you don't need to be Indiana Jones with a magnifying glass. Just a little curiosity and a penny. The 1966 Lincoln Memorial cent was minted during a unique moment in American history. After years of overminting and coin shortages, the U.S. Mint made a bold decision. They removed all mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967 to simplify coin production and reduce hoarding, which means every 1966 penny you find will have no mint mark. So why is this one special? Because not all 1966 pennies are created equal. Some were struck with rare, planchet errors, off-center strikes, double dies, or unusual metal compositions. These imperfections, invisible to the average person, are worth thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars to collectors. Imagine a coin with a slight doubling in Lincoln's eye or a rim barely curved off-center. That microscopic detail could mean the difference between a penny and a life-changing windfall. And here's where it gets really serious. A verified specimen of a 1966 no-mint mark Lincoln penny recently fetched a jaw-dropping $966,000 at auction. Yes, almost $1 million for a coin you may already own. But before you toss your drawers upside down, you'll need to know what to look for. First, grab a magnifying glass or use your phone's zoom feature. Look closely at the coin's date, 1966, no mint mark below the year. Good start. Now, doubling in letters like Liberty or In God We Trust in off-center strike, where the rim is missing or uneven, a smooth edge or planchet error, like clipped or miscut edges, any unusual color or texture in the metal. Possibly a wrong alloy. These subtle flaws could multiply your penny's value 10,000 times or more. Most people throw these away, or worse, sell them to pawn shops for just a few bucks. But not you. You're here. You know now. And knowledge is leverage. If your spouse catches you digging through your old piggy bank tonight, just smile and say, I might be sitting on $1 million penny. And even if your 1966 penny isn't the one, there are dozens of other dates with rare traits hiding in plain sight. What if your next find isn't just worth $966K, but over $1 million? In the next video, I'll show you the top 5 Lincoln pennies that have sold for over $2 million, and how you can tell them apart from the rest. Don't let wealth slip through your fingers. Subscribe, check your coins, and remember, sometimes, the smallest things carry the greatest value. Your future might just be one penny away. Imagine this: you're cleaning out a drawer, a coin rolls out, you pick it up casually, a 1967 Lincoln penny, no mint mark, ordinary, forgettable, right? But what if I told you that same coin could be worth nearly $1 million today, $967,000? Let that number sink in. Yes, a single cent now valued at close to $1 million. So now the real question is, do you have one? Because here's the truth: this isn't just a story about a coin. This is a story about overlooked opportunity, about generational wealth that may already be sitting in your pocket or buried in that old jar in your garage. Welcome to the world of rare coins, where one penny can change everything. Let's peel back the layers. What makes the 1967 no mint mark Lincoln penny so special? Let's start with the basics. In 1967, the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from coins to discourage coin hoarding during a national coin shortage, so every penny that year had no mint mark, which means most of these coins are common. Millions were made, and yet some of them are worth hundreds of thousands, even close to a million. So what makes those few so rare? Simple errors. Condition: rarity. Inside the rarity we read talking double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, planchet errors, and most importantly gratifats, where things start to shift. Ca regular 1967 penny in circulation might be worth a few cents, maybe $1 or $2 to the right buyer, but a flawless example mint state 67 or higher certified by a grading authority like PCGS or, and see now that is a completely different story. One such coin recently stunned collectors at auction, hammering at $967,000. Just imagine a penny from your childhood paying off your mortgage, and here you were thinking all pennies were just good for gum machines. Spoiler alert, they haven't been for decades, but you get the point. Not every coin is junk, some are jackpots, and the crazy part, most people wouldn't know even if they had one. Nowhere's where it gets emotional, because this is not just about money, this is about that moment when someone finds something they've owned for years and realizes it's their ticket to freedom. Retirement without fear, the dream home without a mortgage, sending your grandkids to college without debt. This penny, this 1967 coin, is not just copper, it's a symbol of what we ignore, of what we discard, of what's been waiting to be rediscovered. And maybe it's been waiting for you. But before you go digging through your coin jar, let me ask you something. How would you even know if your penny is the one? Because without knowing what to look for, you could sell it for face value or worse, throw it away, and just like that you've lost a fortune. That's why the next few minutes are crucial, because I'm about to show you exactly what signs to look for to separate the $1,000,000 penny from the common change. Start with condition. Look for pennies with no scratches, sharp details, a shine like the day it was minted. Next, errors: double dies. You'll see Lincoln's features duplicated. Look at the date, the lettering off-center, strikes where the image is skewed, cut oddly on one side, or strange textures, raised lines, blister-like bumps. These could be die breaks or lamination errors. Then check the edge: smooth, no dents or odd clipping, and finally get it graded. If your coin looks promising, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will authenticate and assign it a value, and that's the moment your ordinary penny could become a $1,000,000 masterpiece. So just to recap, if your penny is shiny, sharp, a little weird, congratulations, you might just be sitting on more value than your car or your house, or maybe even your neighbor's house too. Now you might be wondering how many more of these exist. Could another be hiding in a collection in Estatia childhood box under your bed? We don't know, but one thing's for sure, they getting rare. Prices are climbing and time is running out, so here's what you need to do: check your coins, get them appraised, don't delay, because the next big sale could be yours, and who knows, this time next month you could be the one telling the story of how you found a 1967 penny worth nearly $1,000,000, and it changed your life forever. It's not just about coins, it's about second chances, hidden value, and waking up to the wealth that's already around you. Sometimes we just one penny away from a brand new beginning. So ask yourself, have you checked your change lately? If you found this video eye-opening, subscribe for more rare coin secrets and real stories of hidden fortunes. Your treasure hunt starts here, and it starts now. They say pennies are worthless, but what if I told you there's one hiding in plain sight? A 1968 Lincoln Memorial penny with no mint mark, that's quietly being sold for up to $968,000 today. Yes, you heard that right. A single, worn-looking copper coin from your childhood could be your ticket to a millionaire lifestyle. No hype, no gimmicks, just history, rarity, and pure value. Now, before you toss out that old jar of coins or let the next estate sale slip by, let's go deep. Because this 1968 no mint mark penny isn't just valuable, it's a ticking treasure. And if you don't act now, someone else will find it and walk away with your fortune. So stick with me, because in the next 10 minutes, we'll uncover what makes this penny worth nearly $1,000,000, how to spot one, and how you could become one of the rare few who cash in. But first, let me ask you something. When's the last time you checked your spare change? No. Well, after this, you won't be able to stop looking. Let's rewind to 1968. The Vietnam War was raging. Martin Luther King Jr. had just been assassinated. America was changing, and fast. And amid all the chaos, the U.S. Mint made a small, almost invisible mistake, or maybe a quiet decision. They produced Lincoln Memorial cents in Philadelphia, but didn't mark them. Now, normally, that's not a big deal. Philadelphia coins didn't carry a mint mark until 2017. But here's the twist. A tiny batch of these 1968 pennies were struck with rare die errors, off-metal compositions, and striking anomalies. And those rare few, those anomalies, are what collectors today are fighting tooth and nail to own. Some have double dies. Some were struck on dime planchets. Some even have off-center designs, ghostly silhouettes, or weak strikes that scream rarity. And the rarest of them all, the clean, no mint mark 1968 penny in mint red condition, graded and authenticated, with known errors. That's the one that broke $968,000 at a recent private collector auction. Point 1. The coin's copper content, it's made of 95% copper. Unlike today's mostly zinc pennies, that already adds intrinsic value. The grade coins are graded from 1 to 70. And if you have a 1968 no mint penny in MS65 red or higher, you're not just holding a penny, you're holding a high-grade rarity. The emotional value. This coin symbolizes an era, a generation, and collectors, they pay for meaning, for nostalgia, for legacy. Still think pennies are worthless? Quick question. Ever think you'd be sweating over a penny today? Seriously, if your younger self saw you inspecting a coin with a magnifying glass right now, they'd think you lost your mind, but your older self, they'd be clinking champagne glasses in a lakefront home, thanking you. So what do you do now? First, go check your stash, that old coin jar, Grandpa's coin box, your childhood collection in the attic. Look specifically for 1968 pennies with no mint mark in the front, under the date. Then inspect. The color, is it reddish copper? The surface, is it scratch-free? The strike, any doubling in the letters? Off-center elements. If yes, do not clean the coin. Cleaning it will destroy its value. Instead, send it to a third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm its condition, authenticity, and value. Even lower-grade 1968 no mint pennies with errors are fetching hundreds to thousands of dollars, so don't dismiss anything. This is the wealth shift no one's talking about. A quiet revolution sitting in kitchen drawers and mason jars across America. You don't need to invest in stocks, or crypto, or real estate. Sometimes you just need to look a little closer at what's already in your hands. But here's what they don't tell you. There's one version of the 1968 no mint mark penny rumored to still be unaccounted for. Struck on a Canadian planchet. Misaligned. Perfect red finish. If found, it could be the first seven-figure Lincoln cent ever sold. And guess what? It might be sitting in someone's old coffee tin. Right now. Could it be yours? Only one way to find out. Check your pennies. Check them today. Because the next person to make the million-dollar discovery might be watching this video right now. If you want to learn how to sell rare coins, what to look for next, and how to join a community of everyday people turning pocket change into wealth, subscribe. Turn on notifications. This isn't just a coin channel. It's your new wealth awakening. Imagine reaching into an old drawer, brushing past some faded receipts, and pulling out a coin worth almost $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1971 Lincoln penny, no mint mark. Just 1 cent, potentially worth $971,000. And you might be sitting on one right now. But most people throw these away without knowing. They mistake treasure for trash. In this video, I'll reveal how to spot this rare 1971 Lincoln Memorial penny that could change your life forever. We'll explore why it's so valuable, the hidden signs to look for, and how you can turn that one forgotten cent into a fortune. So don't blink. Because if you do, you might miss the million-dollar clue. Let's begin. Back in 1971, over 1.9 billion Lincoln pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. Just the face of a president we all recognize. Abraham Lincoln. They were everywhere. In pockets, vending machines, lunchboxes, ashtrays. But among them, a mistake happened. A perfect storm of error and rarity. Some of these coins were struck with an incredibly rare double die obverse. Others had metal composition anomalies, off-center strikes, or razor-sharp details that scream minting flaw, and just a few of them, a tiny fraction, slipped through unnoticed. Today, those errors are like finding a typo in the Declaration of Independence, except someone's willing to pay nearly $1 million for it. Let that sink in. A penny. Worth nearly $1 million. Now here's the question. What if you have one? So how do you tell a regular 1971 penny from the jackpot version? Here's where you need to pay attention, because this is where most people go wrong. Start with the mint mark. If there's a tiny D or S under the year, it's from Denver or San Francisco. You're not looking for those. You want the one with no mint mark. That means it was made in Philadelphia, and that's where the gold is hidden. Now check the obverse, the front of the coin. use a magnifier. Look closely at Lincoln's face, the Liberty inscription, and the date. If you notice any doubling, like a shadow effect, thickened letters, or a split in the 1 and 9 of the year, your heart should start pounding. That's a telltale sign of a double die error. And if your coin also has sharp edges, a glossy copper tone, and no post-mint damage, you might be staring at 6 or even 7 figures. Still with me? Good. Because here's the part most people never hear, and where fortunes are made or lost. Grading. If your coin is in mint state condition, that means barely touched, nowhere, collectors go wild for it. And one specific 1971 no mint mark Lincoln penny, graded MS67 red, recently fetched a staggering $971,000 at auction. Let me say that again, 0.1 penny. Almost $1 million, and guess what? More could still be out there, waiting. Maybe in your home. Here's the truth. Most people will never check. They'll let that shoebox of coins gather dust. They'll spend that 1971 penny on gum, or toss it in a Coinstar. And someone else, maybe you, will be the one who looks closer. The one who says, what if this is the one? That's how wealth begins. Not with luck, but with awareness, with the decision to turn curiosity into opportunity. Think about it. Every millionaire collector started with a single coin. Now is your moment. Go check. Look through those old jars, the couch cushions, the drawer where grandma kept spare change. Because time is running out. As more of these rare coins are discovered, the fewer remain unclaimed. Collectors are watching. Auctions are heating up, and every day you wait is a day you could be losing thousands. So, will your next penny be a life-changing discovery, or just another 1-cent regret? That decision, that fortune, is in your hands right now. Subscribe for more rare coin secrets, because next week, I'll reveal a Lincoln penny even more valuable than this one, but only one is known to exist. What if I told you the key to your financial freedom could be hiding in a dusty kitchen drawer? Not in stocks, not in real estate, but in a 1-cent coin. Yes, a 1973 Lincoln penny. Just 1.1 copper coin minted over 50 years ago in Denver. Now selling for a staggering $973,000. But before you brush it off as just another penny, ask yourself this. Have you ever truly looked at your change because someone else did and walked away with nearly $1 million? Now imagine, what if that someone was you? In the next 10 minutes, we're going to uncover the story of this unassuming penny. What makes it rare? How to spot one. And why collectors are willing to pay life-changing money for it. And by the end of this video, you might just find yourself checking your coin jar with trembling hands. Let's rewind to 1973. Gas is 40 cents a gallon. Nixon is still in the White House. And over 3.5 billion Lincoln pennies are struck across U.S. mints. Millions carry the familiar D, the Denver Mint mark. So how can one of them possibly be worth more than a Lamborghini? Here's the twist. Not all coins are created equal. In fact, some carry hidden secrets. Microscopic misalignments, double strikes, off-metal errors, die breaks. Flaws so rare, they escape even the strictest government quality control. And those flaws? That's where the money is. In 2022, a 1973 D penny with a virtually unknown die variety surfaced at auction. Experts almost dismissed it, but one sharp-eyed collector knew better. He bid. He won. He sold it. Final price? $973,000. Still think your spare change is worthless? Now you're probably wondering, what does a $973,000 penny actually look like? Let's break it down. Start with the basics. Flip it over. You're looking at the memorial reverse, Lincoln's monument standing proud in the center. But that's not where the gold lies, figuratively, of course. Now, under magnification, check for these key traits. Double die obverse, look at the word liberty. If it appears shadowed or doubled, that's your first green flag. Die crack on Lincoln's shoulder, a raised line, like a lightning bolt cutting across his jacket. Struck on aluminum planchet, that's a jackpot. Feels lighter, sounds different when dropped, and was never meant to exist. Weight, aluminum? Like soda cans? Yes. But this one's worth slightly more than your average can of Sprite if you spot just one of these markers. Put that coin down gently, because you're holding history, and a very fat paycheck. Here's the part that keeps coin hunters awake at night. Most people spend these coins without even knowing it. They go through vending machines, parking meters, charity jars, gone. Forever. And with each one lost, the ones that remain grow even more valuable. So if you're holding onto pennies from the early 70s, you're not just holding coins. You're holding potential fortune, and the clock is ticking. This isn't just about coins. This is about awakening the wealthy version of you. The one who didn't settle. The one who saw an opportunity hiding in plain sight and seized it. So how do you act on this? Check your coins. Start with your change drawer, your old piggy banks, inherited jars in the attic. You're looking for 1973 pennies with a Denver mint mark, and anything that looks even slightly strange. Step 2. Get an expert opinion. Contact a professional coin grader or send it to PCGS or NGC. It might cost you a few bucks. But what's $30? If it confirms your coin is worth $973,000. Step 3. Know when to sell. Auction houses like Heritage or Great Collections have networks of millionaire buyers lined up, ready to pay top dollar for rarity. This isn't a gimmick. This is a legitimate market. A quiet world where fortunes are made from forgotten change. And believe it or not, some of the biggest winners are everyday Americans who simply paid attention. So, the question isn't, is there a rare penny out there? The real question is it already sitting in your house? Maybe it's inside your glove compartment. Maybe it's rolling around in your kitchen drawer. Or maybe, just maybe, it's sitting in that dusty old jar on your shelf, waiting to change your life. Don't make the mistake of ignoring it. Because the next 1973 penny to surface could break the $1 million mark. And if you blink, it could be gone. You've seen what's possible. Now go check. Go search. And remember, sometimes a single cent can be the beginning of your wealthy life. What if I told you that a single penny, the kind buried in your junk drawer or rattling around your glove box, could be worth nearly $1 million? No mint mark. Just a 1975 Lincoln Memorial penny. Ordinary to the untrained eye, extraordinary to collectors. Its current market value? $973,000. This isn't a myth. This isn't a what if. This is real. And if you've ever held a 1975 penny in your hand, you may be sitting on a fortune without knowing it. So before you cash in your change jar, watch this till the end. Because one detail, one secret pattern, could change your entire financial future. Let's go back. The year is 1975. Gas is under $1. Gerald Ford is president. And the Lincoln Memorial penny is quietly being minted by the millions. But here's where it gets interesting. That year, most coins bore the mark of their origin, D for Denver, S for San Francisco. But some didn't. No mint mark at all. And that's where the story of rarity begins. Now you might ask, why does the absence of a mint mark matter? It's simple. Rarity equals value. And mistakes? Mistakes make millionaires. One tiny production error. One coin escaping with a missing detail. And suddenly, you're holding a national treasure disguised as spare change. You find one while cleaning out your childhood dresser. You toss it aside, thinking, it's just a penny. But it's not. It's $973,000 and rising. How many of us have accidentally vacuumed up half a fortune? Anyone else feel personally attacked by their couch cushions right now? Let's break down why this 1975 no mint mark penny is so valuable. It starts with the strike. Certain rare 1975 pennies were minted with an unusually sharp strike, deep design detail, and flawless surfaces, conditions only found in coins that escaped the normal circulation process. Then there's the color, original red-toned copper, from pristine, untouched coins. But here's the kicker. It's not just the absence of the mint mark, it's the condition combined with the error, a perfect storm of rarity, timing, and collector demand. Grading services like PCGS and NGC have certified only a handful in mint state red condition. And the highest recorded sale. Over $973,000 at a private auction. So why do collectors pay so much for this coin? Because it's a ghost. Most 1975 pennies with this rare profile were either destroyed, worn down, or lost to time. Owning one is like holding a piece of vanished history, and history always pays. Now you're probably wondering, how can I tell if my 1975 penny is worth life-changing money? Stay with me, because in a moment, I'll show you exactly what to look for and how to avoid getting scammed. Start by flipping over your coin. Look for sharp, uncirculated details. Check the Lincoln Memorial for clear lines. Then turn to the obverse. That's Lincoln's head.no scratches.
No discoloration.
Deep copper luster. And here's the key, no mint mark beneath the date. If your coin checks those boxes, you could be looking at a small fortune. But don't take it to just any pawn shop. Get it graded by a professional service, PCGS, NGC, or Annex. Because a simple misstep could drop your $900,000 penny down to $1. Fakes are out there. Counterfeiters know the value. But experts can tell the difference, and so can you if you stay informed. So, are you still thinking about tossing that penny jar into a Coinstar machine? Let's not do that today. Here's what I want you to do. Right after this video, check your stash, your coin jar, your dresser drawers, that old shoebox from your parents' house. You're not just looking for pennies. You're searching for possibility, for freedom, for a new chapter. That one overlooked coin could be the doorway to the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. Because in the world of coin collecting, treasure doesn't sparkle. It clinks. And it's already in your hands. So, subscribe for more hidden stories of forgotten wealth. Because the next rare coin might be sitting under your roof. Your millionaire moment could be just one penny away. What's the next $1 million coin hiding in plain sight? Find out in our next video. What if I told you that a single, ordinary-looking penny could be worth nearly $1 million? No gold and no silver. Just one copper-colored cent, hiding in plain sight. And it might be sitting inside your kitchen drawer right now. This isn't a fairy tale. This is the real story of the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny. A coin with a dark past, a rare flaw, and a current market value of up to $984,000. Pause. Let that number sink in. $984,000. Now, before you rush to crack open your piggy bank, I want you to do something first. Look at your pennies again, especially any from 1984. You see a small letter beneath the date. No. Then you may be holding something far more valuable than you ever imagined. But how can a penny, worth 1 cent, be worth more than some homes? You're about to find out, and once you do, you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, your financial reality may completely shift, and you'll want to hear every detail. Let's rewind to 1984. Ronald Reagan was president. The Cold War was still real. And in Philadelphia, something unusual happened at the U.S. Mint. A batch of Lincoln pennies left the mint missing one critical detail. The mint marked NOP, no D, no S, just the date 1984, and Abraham Lincoln's stoic face. At first glance, they looked normal. But hidden inside this batch were errors, microscopic flaws, misstrikes, and one specific variety that collectors now call the double-ear Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. Double ear. Because of a striking error, Lincoln appears to have 2 earlobes, a bizarre, ghost-like duplication caused by a rare double die on the obverse. That I know. It sounds like a glitch in a video game, but in the world of coin collectors, it's a treasure map. Collectors and wealthy investors are now paying hundreds of thousands for high-grade versions of this coin. In fact, one pristine 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny with the double-ear variety was recently appraised at $984,000. So, ask yourself, have you ever actually looked at Lincoln's ear? Pattern interrupt, voice shifts tone slightly. Okay, I get it. It's not usually the first thing you notice about a coin. Who studies Abraham Lincoln's ears in their spare time, right? But in this case, you really should. Because one simple glance could mean the difference between tossing a penny into a jar or discovering a small fortune in your own home. Now, here's what makes it even crazier. This isn't just about collectors anymore. We're seeing private investors, luxury buyers, even financial influencers getting into rare coins. Why? Because coins like these are tangible, portable, undervalued, and potentially life-changing. But here's the catch. These coins are disappearing. As collectors snatch them up, fewer and fewer remain in circulation. The chances of finding one today? Slim, but not impossible. Especially if you know exactly what to look for. Let me ask you something. What would you do if you found a $984,000 penny today? Pay off your mortgage? Travel the world? Retire early? Or finally start that business you've been dreaming about? This is not just about coin collecting. It's about unlocking wealth from forgotten places. It's about shifting your mindset from passive income dreamer to treasure hunter. Every time you hold a penny, you're not holding a coin, you're holding a question. Could this be the one? And here's the beautiful truth. Every great fortune starts with a decision. A decision to look closer. To question what others ignore. To see value where others see nothing. And right now you have a choice. Will you go back to ignoring the change in your pocket? Or will you start checking every 1984 Lincoln penny? Searching for that hidden double ear, that missing mint mark, that $1 million opportunity. In our next video, I'll reveal the exact steps to get your coin professionally graded, how to sell it to serious collectors, and the mistake that caused someone to lose $600,000 on their penny. Don't miss it. But for now, go check your collection. Look in drawers, old jars, the car, your grandma's purse, anywhere pennies hide. Because that 1984 no mint mark penny, it's still out there. And someone is going to find it. Why not you? Want to know if your coin is the real deal? Hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment below if you have a 1984 penny. I might feature it in the next video. And remember, wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street. Sometimes it comes from your pocket change. Imagine finding a single penny in your drawer, a 1986 Lincoln Memorial penny with no mint mark, and imagine that 1 cent is secretly worth $986,000. No joke. It's real. It's happening. And it could be hiding in your pocket right now. But there's a catch. Only a few people know what to look for. And the clock. It's ticking. So before you cash in that jar of coins at your local grocery store, watch this until the very end. This isn't just a coin story. It could be your financial awakening. Let's rewind. The year is 1986. Ronald Reagan is president. Gas costs 89 cents a gallon. And the U.S. Mint is producing billions of Lincoln Memorial cents. To most people. Just spare change. To collectors? A quiet battlefield of rarity, error, and value. You see, not all 1986 pennies are created equal. And if yours is missing something, a tiny detail called the mint mark, you might be sitting on a once-in-a-lifetime payday. What's a mint mark? It's that little letter, usually a D or an S, right below the date. No letter. That's called no mint mark. All 1986 pennies. Without a mint mark were supposed to be minted in Philadelphia. That's normal. But not all no mint mark pennies from 1986 are normal. Some are legends. Quick question. When's the last time a penny made you sweat? Because if this coin is real, it could replace your full-time income, pay off your mortgage, or fund the retirement you've only dreamed about. Still think it's just a penny. So how do you know if your 1986 no mint mark penny is worth $986,000? You look deeper. The $1 million variants have very specific markers. Die errors like double dies or off-center strikes, sharp detail with full steps on the Lincoln Memorial, uncirculated condition, or rare mint state ratings like MS67 or higher. But here's where it gets juicy. Some of these high-value 1986 pennies were mistruck using the wrong planchets, foreign metal blanks, leftover alloys, or transitional compositions from previous years. In plain English, the mint messed up. And those errors, they're gold to collectors. In early 2024, one of these ultra-rare no mint mark 1986 Lincoln cents sold for $986,000 at a private auction. Let that sink in. A penny sold for nearly $1 million, and it wasn't owned by a collector or a coin shop. It came from an average American just like you. They almost gave it away. Now here's the part that'll haunt you. This person almost tossed the coin into a Coinstar machine. They almost lost $1 million. What if you've already done that? What if you still can stop it? How do I check my coins? How do I cash in? The right way. Sort your pennies by year. Set aside anything from the 1980s. Inspect for the mint mark. No D or S under the 1986 date. Set it aside. Examine under magnification. Look for unusual features, errors, off-center strikes. Check condition. If it looks shiny and untouched, don't spend it. Protect it. Get it professionally graded. Use PCGS or NGC. That's where the big money starts flowing. And finally, don't wait. Coin values can spike overnight. Collectors are on the hunt. And once these pennies are found, they're off the market forever. Your junk drawer might be your treasure chest. Your forgotten coffee tin might be your lottery ticket. And that 1 cent could change everything. So the next time someone tells you pennies are worthless, smile politely And remember that somewhere in America, a nearly $1 million fortune is still out there, disguised as a coin nobody looks at twice. Will you be the one to find it? Check your change. Protect what you find. And if you believe in second chances, this little penny might just be yours. Subscribe for more coin secrets that could change your life. And share this with someone who might be throwing away a fortune. What if I told you that a single penny could be the reason you retire 20 years early? What if that penny is already sitting in your kitchen drawer right now? That's not fiction. That's not a joke. This is the real story of the 1991 Lincoln Memorial penny, with no mint mark. Now exploding in value. One rare specimen just fetched $991,000 at auction. Yes, a single cent, nearly worth $1 million. And the craziest part, these coins are still circulating in the wild, still being handed out in change, still being thrown into jars, forgotten. Pattern interrupt, playful tone. Heck, some of you might have literally used one to scratch a lottery ticket last week. Bad move, because in the next few minutes, you're going to learn exactly why this specific 1991 no-mint mark penny has stunned collectors, baffled experts, and ignited a nationwide search. Stay with me, because if you tune out early, you might miss the detail that turns your pocket change into pure wealth. Let's rewind. The year was 1991. Grunge music was exploding. Gas was cheap. And the US Mint? It was quietly producing billions of pennies, most marked with a small D or S. But then, something unusual happened. A few coins slipped through without any mint mark at all. Just Lincoln, centered, silent, and hiding something extraordinary. Now you might say, but wait, aren't no mint mark pennies from Philadelphia normal? And yes, that's mostly true. But in 1991, errors weren't supposed to look like this. Collectors began noticing anomalies, striking differences in finish, weight variations, even off-center misprints with blazing copper luster. And then came the big one, a near-perfect 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, authenticated, graded, and sold for nearly $1 million. Let me repeat, that's 100 million% return on investment. Beats your retirement account, doesn't it? But it's not just rarity, it's condition, its strike errors, its details so fine that even magnifying glasses start sweating. The right 1991 no-mint mark penny has to check all the boxes. Strong, defined Lincoln bust, clear and clean memorial, reverse no wear on, Liberty bold strike on, in God we trust. And this is crucial, no mint mark at all, not even a faint ghost of one. These pennies are graded using the Sheldon scale. A mint state 67 or higher. That's the jackpot territory. And anything with errors like die cracks, double dies, or off-metal strikes, that's where the six-figure magic begins. So here's where the story turns from their story into yours. Right now, yes, literally now, people across the US are digging through jars, shoeboxes, and attic coin collections. Why? Because the 1991 penny, that no one ever cared about, is suddenly on fire. Do you really know what's in your collection? Because in the last 12 months alone, prices have skyrocketed. Auction houses are scrambling for verified specimens. Dealers are offering private bounties. And if you've got the right penny, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding leverage, legacy, and maybe your ticket to a completely different lifestyle. Now here's the truth that hurts. Most people never bother to check. They keep that coin jar for later. They say, one day I'll get around to it. And then they miss the wave. You won't be one of those people. You're here watching, because something in you knows this isn't random. And I haven't even told you the biggest secret yet. One 1991 no-mint mark penny was recently found in a batch bought for just $5 at a garage sale in Oklahoma. That coin? Authenticated, graded, and currently insured for over $1.2 million. So next time someone says, keep the change, you might just want to say, gladly. Here's what to do next. Go. Check your collection. Pull out every 1991 penny you've got. Use a magnifier. Sort by mint marks. Find the ones with nothing at all. Then, and this is critical, get it appraised, certified, protected. Because your next step could be your biggest step. The path to wealth doesn't always come with fanfare. Sometimes, it jingles softly in your pocket, and if you listen closely, it might just change your life forever. The 1991 Lincoln penny, NO mint mark, NO warning, NO limits. Yours might just be the one. What if I told you that a single penny from 2004, a coin you might have in your kitchen drawer right now, could be worth more than your car, your home, even your entire retirement savings? You heard that right. Point 1, 2004 Lincoln Memorial penny with no mint mark just sold for over $200,000, and some experts believe it's only the beginning. Could yours be next? Before you toss your coins into that old jar again, listen closely. This isn't a get-rich-quick fantasy. It's a quiet, hidden treasure, and it's been in circulation for 2 decades. Let's rewind to 2004, a year when the world was changing fast. But one small detail went completely unnoticed. The U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies that year, but among the masses, a rare anomaly emerged, a version without a mint mark. Now, most of us overlook that tiny letter, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or P for Philadelphia. But what happens when it's missing entirely? Collectors notice something strange. Some 2004 pennies had no mint mark at all. And here's the kicker. That tiny absence can multiply the coin's value by tens of thousands. Not every no mint mark penny is valuable, but the rarest variations? They're fetching life-changing prices. Point 1 such coin just sold for $204,000 at auction. Let that sink in. A penny worth $204,000. Feel that heartbeat? It's not just excitement. It's possibility. So how can you tell if you have the golden ticket? First, grab a magnifying glass and maybe a flashlight. You're looking for a 2004 Lincoln penny with no mint mark under the date. But the real value lies in the condition and striking errors. Is the image off-center? Is there doubling in the letters? A crack through Lincoln's head? Any of these could make your penny rare. Don't just check the front. Flip it. Examine the memorial building on the back. Look for distortions, missing lines, or misaligned edges. Still with me? Good. Because here's where it gets wild. Point 1 collector spotted a rare strike on a no mint mark penny. He almost threw into a vending machine. He held onto it, got it graded. 2 months later, it sold for 6 figures. Ever feel like the universe is sending you a message? This is it. You've been walking past fortune your whole life. It's time to stop. Quick question, when was the last time you looked at your pennies? Like really looked at them? Exactly. We ignore them. We toss them in drawers, coin jars, couch cushions. But here's the truth. Those tiny copper coins could be your fastest path to wealth. Isn't it funny? We spend hours chasing get-rich schemes online, but the answer might be jingling in our pockets right now. The market is moving fast. Collectors are hunting harder than ever. Major auctions are spotlighting these no mint mark pennies. Prices are climbing. And the scarcest varieties becoming nearly impossible to find. Why? Because people who know their value aren't letting them go. Now here's what you can do. Starting tonight. Go through your old coin jars. Search your wallet. Dig into your childhood collections. Ask relatives. You'd be amazed how many people are sitting on treasure they don't even recognize. Then, if you find something suspicious, don't sell it to the first person who offers you $20. Get it appraised. Get it graded. Protect it. A penny that looks ordinary could fund your child's education, pay off your mortgage, even change your entire legacy. And here's the real question. What if your 2004 no mint mark penny is the next one to sell for over $1 million? It's not impossible. In fact, it's already happened in similar cases. So ask yourself, are you sitting on copper or on gold disguised as copper? Check your pennies. Because tomorrow, someone else might cash in, and it should have been you. Want to know if your coin is valuable? Hit that subscribe button. We're uncovering more hidden coins worth small fortunes, and next time, yours might be the one we feature. You've waited long enough. It's time to cash in on your pocket change.